Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are coming over from one of my friends' channels. My name's Amanda and I am so honored to be part of a collaboration. We are a group of us. I will link all of the channels down below. We're invited by the one and only Kelly Hoffner to present to you our BOLO videos of 2022. If you are not following Kelly, you need to pause this video, find her link down below, and go subscribe to her. I met her I randomly found her videos here on YouTube, started commenting on them. We became YouTube buddies, and she is just someone that you need in your life. I was taught a long time ago that what you put in is what you give out. And what I mean by that is I see myself as more of the glass is half empty kind of girl, type A personality. Now it is something that I am aware of, and I do try to be a little more positive even on days that I don't want to be. But for example, if I unbox a not so great box, you're probably gonna know my feelings right away. But Kelly just finds a way to make everything so positive. Even the crummy boxes, she just radiates joy. And I don't know that she even knows that, that's how I view her, and maybe that's not how she views herself, but I just wanted her to know that she makes me smile. And on days where I'm like, oh, today stinks, I find a Kelly video to watch, whether it's unboxing shoes or sharing her bins hauls. If you are a reseller or enjoy reseller content, she needs to be on your list. So without further ado, the task for this video was to share with you 5 BOLOs, which is be on the lookout, things that are selling either quickly or for a lot of money, various reasons, and share your top 5 things that you found this year in 2022, and 5 things that you want to find in 2023. So I'm gonna start out with the things that were on my personal BOLO list for this year that I did find. And maybe by watching my video, and I know I'm gonna watch all of the videos from my friends, and some of them are channels that I had not even heard of yet, so that excites me. I'm gonna compile a huge list for myself by watching everyone else's, and maybe you can do the same. I know that most of these things I learned by watching videos here on YouTube, and my reselling business would not be what it is if it were not for YouTube. So number 1, I'm going to pop up some of my solds right here. And funny enough, I do sell on Poshmark, Mercari, and Kidizen. I dabble in eBay. It's something I did many years ago. It is a New Year's resolution to cross post there. But all 5 of what I'm going to share with you sold on Poshmark. So this first one, they were in no particular order. It just happened to be probably my best sale of 2022. It is this Chanel beauty bag, meaning B-E-A-U-T-E. It is meant for your makeup, cosmetics. Here it is. It sold for $325. I picked it up at a local Goodwill for $11, and I made a net profit of $249. Now, I had learned that beauty bags were a thing from here on YouTube. I had gotten a YSL beauty little crossbody bag, and I wasn't even going to list it. It came in a ThredUp fun box, and one of my other friends commented and said, oh my gosh, I sold one of these, you need to list that. And that sold for around $70. And then I watched another friend who sold this exact beauty bag for maybe like 2 something. Hers wasn't in as great a shape as this one. And you guys, the week after I watched her video, I now was scanning all of the cosmetic bags and found the same one. So I believe you can manifest some of these BOLOs. All right, so Chanel, everyone knows it's a great thing, but maybe you're putting on your radar now that the beauty lines, they're not always a gift with purchase, that's kind of what I thought, because I don't buy designer type things for myself. All right, moving on to number 2, Print Fresh. I had never heard of this. It is a brand that they do pajamas. I'm not sure what else they do. They do a lot of collaborations with places like Anthropologie. And once I found this pair of pajamas in a ThredUp fun box and checked comps, holy moly, this became an instant BOLO, and I did end up receiving another of this brand later on in the year, but that one has not sold yet, so it didn't make the list to show you. But Print Fresh needs to be on your list. I had $3.10 into this, and it sold for $98, this pair of pajamas with dogs on them. That gave me a net profit of $75.30. So now I'm always hunting the pajamas for the typical pajama brands, but Print Fresh is one that I have now found, and even though it came to me, my front door, it still became mine, so it made its way on this list. All right, the next one is a shoe brand. I love selling shoes. If you are new to my channel, I am kind of known for selling a lot of kids items as well because I have a bunch of them and I just enjoy kids clothes. There's a lot of profit to be had there. No kids things made it to my list today, but anyway, I was watching a YouTuber, and these were some crazy looking shoes called On Clouds. I am sure you have all heard of them, but I learned about them maybe last year. And so then they made their way to my personal BOLO list. And every time I went to the thrift, I was looking for them. I finally found a pair. I paid $10.44 for them, and they sold super fast. Here they are. They sold on Poshmark for $82, and that gave me $55.16. And the cool thing is that I used the cash that I received out of Plato's Closet from trading in items from my ThredUp 200-pound bulk box, and I used that money to buy these, which was way better than selling some of the junk that comes in those boxes. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel and you enjoy ThredUp, I do a lot of ThredUp, and I do a lot of buy, sell, trading and getting better inventory. So On Cloud, I'm sure you guys, if you're a reseller, already knew about this brand, but this was just one that was on my list and I was really excited to find it. And my BOLO list isn't always the highest, cost of goods and return on investment, all of that. Sometimes it's just the thrill of the hunt for me, and I wanted to find this. This goes also with the next one is Beta brand. Again, maybe one you'd heard of. It's a brand I learned from YouTube maybe a year, maybe even 2 years ago. And I learned from another reseller to always check the black pants section, which is not a place I would ordinarily look at. I mean, I'll look at denim, but black pants. So I was walking into a Goodwill one day and I said, Amanda, you're gonna look at the black pants first and you're gonna find Beta brand. And you guys, I sure did find this pair of Beta brand pants, and I paid $6.99 for them. Now, they took a little while to sell. They only sold for $25. I made $13.01, but they were a size petite medium, which, that's kind of a very specific size. But what made me happy about this brand was, number one, it made it on my top 5 because maybe you haven't heard of them and maybe you don't check the black pants. I have found a few other pairs since, but this was the very first pair, which is why I'm sharing. And she left me such a sweet little love note. I will also put that here. I love when buyers are really excited about what they have picked up. She loved how they fit. So I was happy to cross off that BOLO off my list, and now it's just something that I always include in if I'm going in a thrift, I'm gonna search through the black pants quickly. You'll get to know their type of waistband and what they feel like. All right, and number 5 of what I found this year was OOFOS, another pair of shoes, a brand I had never heard of. And while I am on the younger side, I like to think so. I love Vionics for personal use. I have like so many pairs of them. And OOFOS is a brand that now I own a pair for myself. If you have back problems, they're amazing. They are recovery type shoes. So I learned about them from watching YouTube videos. And the first pair I want to show you, I found them in January of 2022. I had put together a little BOLO list after watching videos like this one last year. Scribbled it on my notes app and walked into a Goodwill in January, found a men's pair for $9.99. They sold for $42. And the thing is, this brand sells fast. And I made $23.61. And then later on in the summer, I will share, I do think that women's might sell a little better, just my personal opinion. Also sold equally as fast though. I picked up these cute sunflower ones. They were a smaller size for $10.02, and they still sold like overnight for $49 and gave me $29.18. So OOFOS are very recognizable. So as you're scanning the shoes, if you see some weird looking flip-flops, pick them up and they will almost always sell for you. All right, so those are my personal 5 that I crossed off this year. Let me know down below if you learned any of those or maybe you've had success with them also. On to my 5 that I hope to find in 2023. I'm going to pop up comps, some sold comps of these brands so you can see what I'm talking about. And again, like my personal BOLO list, these are not all huge money makers. Now some of them are, but they're just things that I'm like, dang, I want to find this. I think part of being a reseller is the thrill of the hunt. I love walking out of a thrift store and having found something amazing. Even if it's only going to make me 20 bucks, it's something that I had been looking for, or especially if you walk in, you're like, I really want to find this one particular brand, and you find it. Like, it's just such a great feeling. All right, number 1 is Magnolia Pearl. I don't know if I'll ever find it where I am. Maybe. I am in Orlando, Florida. I did not say that yet. So I definitely have a very eclectic range of things that we find here. I find a lot of Harley Davidson. I find a lot of Lilly Pulitzer, a lot of Walt Disney World parks items. So, we have everyone living here. So maybe I'll find it. Here are some comps. This is one of those brands that I don't personally find the items to be something that I would wear, and it's almost like they don't have one particular style, in my opinion. It's not like, oh, that, like when you see a Lilly dress, that's Lilly. But as you can see, these items go for $100, $200, $300. All right, number 2 is Blundstone. I believe they only make shoes and boots, and they tend to sell quickly and for a lot of money. So this is just something I have had on my list. This is the second year I have kept this brand on my list because I have not found them. Sometimes I'll find things on my BOLO list and I don't cross it off if it's in terrible condition and I don't actually bring it home. So I've still never found this brand of shoes. And again, it might not be something that people purchase in my area, but look them up, look up comps, especially if you're someone who lives like out west, like Colorado, that part of the country, you might have luck finding this brand and they go for a lot. All right, same thing with the next one. We're sticking with the shoes, Freebird. Now, I am kicking myself every day. I found a pair of Freebirds. I didn't know what they were at the time. Early this year at a Clothes Mentor, which if you're not familiar, that is like a Style Encore, or what do they call them in other places? Buffalo Exchange. It's just one of those Play-Doh closet type deals, but for mature women. And I left them behind. They had them priced at $75, but had I looked them up, I would have seen I could have doubled my money on them. Now, Freebird does make some other accessories and clothing, which if you check comps, I only checked my comps on Poshmark. They don't sell for as much, but some of these Freebird boots can go for a lot. I have friends that find them at the bins because they are meant to, as you probably saw, I put some comps, they look dingy, they look worn in, they look intentionally distressed. And so oftentimes people leave them behind because they think they're worn, but they're not. These boots will bring you a couple $100s. So I know they exist. I have seen them here in the wild, and now I know to pick them up. So I'm hoping in 2023, I bring a pair home. All right, the next brand is a brand that you have probably found. It's just a brand that I have never found. And while it's not going to bring me all the money, it is Veronica Beard. It's just not a brand I have ever found anything of. I don't know why. Even buy-sell trade stores often will have them from what I have seen, but the jeans are going to go for maybe $30, $40, maybe sometimes more, depending on the piece. Of course, I know they have some blazers. Pop up the comps here. There are some pieces, like most brands, that will go for a lot more than others, but I am happy just to find a shirt and sell it for 20 bucks so I can say that I found this brand. But definitely one to look up if you come across it. And my final BOLO for 2023 that I'm sharing today is Dale of Norway. And this is a sweater brand. And again, being in Florida, look, it's chilly today. We had 2 days in the 20s and 30s, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day here in Orlando. And by Friday of this week, it's going to be back to the 80s. So we got a snippet of winter here. And we don't have a lot, like I don't find a lot of North Face, Patagonia, Smart Wool, that kind of stuff. I don't find a lot of that here. So I don't know that I will find Dale of Norway. However, I'm putting it on my list. And I will say I know for sure that I have seen it once, but it was at the bins and it was destroyed. and I didn't know what it was at the time. I just remember thinking, oh, Norway, like at Epcot, the land, Norway. Anyway, so I am confident. I'm confident that I can find this brand this year by looking in the sweaters. Now I am going to pop up comps. One is specifically men, and then the next is specifically women. And it seems that the men's sweaters maybe sell for a little more unless you're finding a vintage women's. They've got cardigans, like a shacket, but sweater style. So Dale of Norway, keep that in the back of your mind. I feel like that's an easy one to remember. So that's what I found. 5 that I found, 5 that I hope to find. I hope maybe at least one of my 10 is something that you can add to your personal BOLO list as we come into the new year. Thank you again to my friend Kelly for asking me to participate in this, and make sure you check out all of my friends' videos. I will link them all down below. If you find a channel that you just vibe with, make sure you subscribe to them. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like hot mess people like me, I would love to have you here. I do a lot of thread up. I do a lot of wet solds and this type of thing. So thank you so much for visiting. Please drop me a comment down below if you're not from my regular subscribers. Let me know whose channel you came from, and if you have a YouTube channel, please let us know down below. Maybe we can all find some other channels together, and maybe you're just starting out. If you've thought about starting a YouTube channel, this is my encouragement to you. Just do it. I started my channel last year before, it maybe been 2 years, but I had a channel already for some business things. So I decided to jump all in and share my reselling journey. It's just an outlet for me, and it was a way for me to kind of connect with some people of like minds who like finding trash and turning it into treasure, because my own personal friends and family think I'm a little crazy. Well, they knew that, but when it comes to this whole reselling thing. So I love the community here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. My Instagram name is down below. I do share a lot about my personal life over there in the stories. I've got ducks, and we live on a lake, and I live in the middle of Orlando, which is kind of funny. And I've got my pupper right here, and we just have a lot of fun. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.